What's up, guys? My name is Ghost, another edition of the Weekly Prep, where I give you guys the key levels and zones I'm looking at for this week. So if you enjoy free education, hit that like, subscribe, and let's get into it. So first ticker we're going to be talking about is SPY, as always. SPY, these are the zones I am looking at during this week. I got that top of my supply zone at 467. And at the bottom of the zone, 456.59. And then we got the zone we're in right now, the daily demand at 450.01 as the top of the zone for me. And then the bottom is 443.34. And then if we lose this zone and fall below 443.34, the next daily zone I have below is at 431.73. And the bottom of that zone is 428.49. So without further ado, things that I'm looking at for this week, I do have a lot of lines you guys see here, but these are key levels I am looking at for the week. So as you can see, we got this full retracement back into this zone. So this is kind of like what I would like to see when now I want to play this daily zone, break of the zones, so bottom or the top. if you never watched my entries and exit videos, I would highly recommend go watch that. But the key thing I always look for playing the zone breakouts is a full entry of price into the middle of the zone. Then now we can see which way price wants to go, where participants want this to go. So now I am looking for a key bounce this week at 444.30 and the bottom of the zone, 443.34. Very tight range, good R&R, break below. We can start looking for the downside moves. But that is the first thing I am looking for. And if we do get a full move back up, I will first look to take a rejection up at 450.01. And then if ultimately we break above, I am going to follow the trend. And I will have the 456.59 as my key area to look for the next rejection and to follow the trend up there. So that's all I got for SPY. Let's get into the next ticker. So now moving on to the next ticker, this is ES Futures. It correlates very well with SPY, the S&P 500 futures. So for the same thing as SPY, these are the zones I'm looking at. So where we rejected was our daily supply. Bottom of that zone was 4621.25. The top of my zone is 4719.25. So looking at that, we did get that full rejection. Price came all the way back to my daily zone. The top of that zone is 4555.00, and the bottom of the zone is 444.1.50. And then as you can see, I do have that lower level. If we failed at 444.1.50, it's got quite a ways down to the next daily zone I have at the top of the zone is 4352.50. Bottom of that zone is 4292. Getting into what I see with ES, similar to SPY, my key bounce level area will be that 446.50 and that hourly 4476. This area right here is what I will be paying attention to with confluences with SPY, where I could probably look to take a bounce there. And then if that ultimately fails, I will stay patient and I will test the 4441.50 and break below that. Then we can start really looking at this more than a retracement. And for me personally, it will look more as a downtrend starting. So, and then if we do get back above, again, now that we're in the middle of the zone, I am looking at the exits of these zones very seriously. First test will be a rejection up at that 4555. Break above, I won't be interested in taking much rejections up until this orange zone here, this hourly 4600, 4591. That will be my main area, but I will follow the trend up. And again, if we do break below that 4441.50, I will be following that trend down. There is some hourly zones here. Don't have them marked out at the moment, but I will definitely have that out and ready for Monday. Again, if we get back up in this daily supply, I will not be really interested in a rejection right away. I'll look to see if price can get a little higher before we can test out another rejection. That's what I see with ES. Let's get into the next ticker. So sticking with the S&P 500, we have the SPX index. My key level again, I have same with SPY and ES Confluence. It's going to probably be this main level right here, 4440.39. That's where I'll look to take a bounce, break below, stay patient, use my other confluences to play any price action. But below 4390.63, that is where I will start considering downside heavily and looking for those setups more seriously. But once this 4440.39 does come there, and we do get that bounce, my next rejection point this week will be 4512.94, top of the zone. Again, we're getting into the middle of the zone, so taking the exits of these zones very seriously now. I won't fight trend. First test will be rejection, break above. I will be following the trend. And then I have that 45.47 as my first resistance level, and then 45.72.95, and then back into our daily zone. 45.82.24 as the bottom, and 46.97.66 is the top of my zone. Again, below 4390.63, we do have some retracements levels below. The next daily level I have is down by that 4325.28 and 4290.46 as the bottom of that zone. So again, first test will be this bounce area here, middle of the zone. And then if we do get that confirmation break above 45.12, follow the trend up to back to the daily supply. But if they do want to reject us, here will be the place I will test it at 4512.94. And potentially we could come back and break this bounce level and go towards the bottom of that zone. So that is all I have for the S&P 500, the ES and SPY. Let's get into the next ticker. The next ticker we're going to be looking at is QQQ, NASDAQ ETF. So similar to SPY, I got my daily zone. So the daily supply, top of that zone was 394.99. Bottom of that zone, 387.53, where we did get that one rejection. And then that daily zone that we are in right now, daily demand, top of that zone is 372.85. Bottom of that zone is 365.82. And then down below, we have a next daily level below at 350.93. And the bottom of that zone, 341.19. So my game plan is not to pay too much attention to QQQ for intraday price movements, but there are the key levels I will watch for confluence with SPY as I trade SPX. Definitely same thing. I would like to see this 368.58 or 370.62 price action there with confluence with SPY and ES and SPX, and then get that full zone inside that zone, and then pay attention to when it breaks above or below these levels here in confluence with all my other tickers. And then the key resistance levels I will still pay attention to with QQQ is 377.43 and that whole psych number 380. Above that, I do see QQQ having a good shot to come back all the way up to that supply up at 387.53. And let's get into the final ticker. So for the final ticker, I am going to be looking at NQ, NASDAQ futures. Again, zone, my daily supply, which we never got to, was the bottom of the zone is at 16,155. And the top of that zone is 16,486. And then there's these hourly supply levels I do have. And then the daily demand that we're in right now, the top of that zone is 15,475.50. And the bottom of that zone is 15,222. And then the daily demand below that, if we do fail this demand, I do have is 15,007. And the bottom of that zone is 14,226.50. Same thing with QQQ, but NQ's actually gotten right to the level that I like to see to play the outside exits of the zones. The main level I am watching on NQ is 15,310.75. See if we hold support there, bounce up. You could take that first rejection at the top of the zone at 15,475.50. Break above that, we can start heading towards the top of this hourly supply for rejection, break above, get into this, and then clearing these hourly zones. I do see a straight shot for NQ with probably some retracement somewhere in there, retest, but I do see ultimate price level getting up to that 16,155 above these hourly supplies. So again, and if we do fail 15,222, we do have a move coming towards this daily demand at 15,007. So I hope you guys do enjoy this weekly prep, key levels and game plan I am looking into this week. Again, market moves its own way, so every day I have to readjust the plan. But going into these levels, when price first gets to these levels, I am going to react to the way I described in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, just follow. I will leave my socials in the link below this video. I'll start posting my screenshots of these charts, because I know some of you guys say in this video you guys can't see the levels so well, so I'm going to start doing that and giving you guys these levels right after the video. Appreciate you guys. Peace.